Guys, Sidekick here. Did you miss me? Welcome back to W.A.R Racing. This is going to be a season like never before. Let's go.
Welcome back to the Comet-Tail Raceway, folks, as I'm joined by Sidekick Sandy, who you just seen, and my co-host, hopefully for the last season, D.A. Who the hell did you bring with you, D.A.?
This is my wife, Cinder. She's given me 14 of my babies, and she's gonna be racing this season. I tell you what, she gets my motor running, vroom vroom.
Well, we've already got our first surprise of the season here, folks. I don't even know what to think about this. D.A., do you have any thoughts other than your vroom vroom and wife?
No Sidekick Sandy slap for me this season.
What was that, you green little shit? I wouldn't count on that.
I would watch yourself there, Sidekick Sandy.
Alright, I think it's time we meet our first four cars that will be competing tonight before this gets too ugly. Remember, folks, you'll be seeing these cars 8 weeks in a row as they'll be taking on different competitors each week. But kicking us off tonight, racing for Rick's Diecast Racing, will be Uncle Elvis and his BMW. Up next, as you just seen, it is D.A.'s wife racing for Team D.A. Cinder Foley. From Spirit of 64, driving for Team D.A. I have a feeling that her and Sidekick Sandy's going to get into it a lot this season. Up next, racing for my team is none other than Puff from Puff's Racing in his 1990 Acura. And I'm hoping he took a couple extra puffs, because we're going to definitely need him this season. And racing for Team DA is just in time from Fool's Errand Racing. He'll be racing in a Muscle Speedster. Alright, folks, first race of the season is up front. We're going to have Uncle Elvis on the inside, Cinder Foley on the out. In the back row, Puff on the inside, and Just in Time on the out.
All right, boys, let's go.
Boys, I'm all alien. Just ask my wife.
Oh boy, it's already starting with DA as it is. Uncle Elvis that takes the first lead of the season. And Cinder Foley's right there with him. And now they're going to line up and spread out just a little bit here. As they come down to that slingshot down into Widowmaker Run we go. It will be Uncle Elvis, followed up by Cinder Foley just in time. And then Puff. Oh, wait a minute. Looks like DA's team's going to play a little dirty here. Watch Just in Time. He goes across the finish line, decides to come back into the field to play and try to stop Puff, and Puff ain't having it.
DA, you're disgusting.
Listen, girlie, that's my husband you're talking about.
Oh boy, we've already got fireworks between the two ladies here this season. This is going to get crazy, folks. You're going to have to excuse the graphics, but this is the best I can do for right now. I'll play around with it and see if I can't get it better. Let's move on to race number 2. And they are off. It is Uncle Elvis who will take that lead once again. Now he's going to be cutting off Just in Time right there. As Just in Time is all kinds of spun around there in that killer straight. Uncle Elvis with a huge lead. The other 3 cars are kind of binging and banging all over the place. Coming down here to Widowmaker Run, it will be Uncle Elvis by a mile. Here comes the other 3. It will be Just in Time in second, followed up by Puff and Cinder Foley.
No Sidekick Sandy slap for me this season.
Yeah, well, my wife can beat up your wife, D.A. Let's see if we can just concentrate on racing. As they are off again, it is a tight group going down that first straight. Can Uncle Elvis make it 3 in a row? It don't look like it. His Puff is all kinds of sideways here. Being pushed down the track, he's really caused a cluster up there. Uh-oh, Just in Time just got taken out there in that slingshot. Coming down here to the end, it will be Puff, Cinder Foley, Uncle Elvis.
Listen, dumbass. You worry about calling the races, I'll worry about the women.
Yeah, good luck with that, D.A. Anyway, folks, as you can see here, it is Rick's Diecast Racing that's got the lead over DA. And remember, these points are going to be rolling over every race, every heat, every event. And we are off and racing into the tight group. Once again, coming down that first set of straights, it will be Puff taking the lead right there. So he gets all kind of twisted up there, but he's got it back under control here. Now, well, no, he don't. He's still messed up, but he's still in first place. Coming down here to Widowmaker Run, it will be Puff, Cinder Foley, Uncle Elvis, Just in Time. Here's how we stand after our first heat of the season, folks. You're going to get to see these points all throughout the races, every single race. It's just going to keep tallying up and keep adding up as the points versus Rick versus DA points will keep going, as will the individual points, folks, as we're racing for individual awards this season and a team award. Let's go ahead and meet our next 4 cars competing tonight. Kicking off our second heat of the night, racing for Team DA is Amberella Nova from Stupid Fish Racing in the Nitro Door Slammer. Racing for Team Rick will be Captain Phasma from Kamikaze Racing. Next up for Team DA, it will be J-Bo from Dog Squad Racing. Right in the El Camino, what in the world is going on there? Talk about an error. Our last car to join us in this heat will be racing for Rick's Diecast Racing. It will be Demon Preacher in a 2008 Ford Mustang GT.
Wow. El Camino, you are a dumbass.
Listen, DA, I'm a small-time operation here and I have to do all my own graphics. I'm allowed to make a mistake here and there. And we are racing. Down the first straight they go. It is Amarillo takes that lead and going to that first set of turns. I hope I'm saying that name right. I'm terrible with names. Holy cow, folks, is she a flying here. Coming down to Widowmaker Run. She's got a nice lead. It will be Amarillo, J-Bo, Captain Phasma, Demon Preacher.
This looks like a cluster, you dumbass.
Yeah, I know, DA. I'm trying to get it the best that I can. We'll get it figured out here. As the points are going to be tallying up all throughout the season. Once again, I'll let you know that. So you got to get used to these. I'm just going to figure out how to get these graphics just right so it looks a little bit better, folks. Bear with me. But the racing action, what it's all about, not the graphics. We are racing. It is Umbrella takes that lead. She was really fast out front there the last time, folks. And here she goes again. Come down into that slingshot. Oh, she rolls it over. Too much speed in the slingshot as it will be Demon Preacher, Captain Phasma, J-Bo.
Maybe my wife should start doing the graphics for you.
I think your wife needs to concentrate on racing as your team's not doing so well here, DA. We are racing. This time it's going to be J-Bo out to that lead. I tell you what, Team DA really needs this J-Bo to keep it going. Uh-oh, Amarillo's going to roll it over there in that Armageddon corner. That's not good. Coming down here to the end, it will be J-Bo, Demon Preacher, Captain Phasma.
Maybe your wife needs to work on shutting your mouth.
All right, DA. I'll stop the trash talking here as we got a lot of racing left to do. And we are racing. It is Captain Phasma that takes that lead. And Barella's going to move there into second place, but she's getting tangled up there with J-Bo as they are really battling it out there for second place. Captain Phasma's got a nice lead coming down here to Widowmaker Run. It will be Captain Phasma, Amberella, J-Bo, and Demon Preacher. And here is our points after 2 heats of the night. We got 1 heat left to go here, folks, in our first week of action. Uncle Lois sitting at the top of the leaderboard, and I'm beating out DA so far, but we got a lot of racing action to go. Let's meet our next 4 cars competing tonight. Racing for Rick's Diecast Racing will be Ragin' Ricky from Oregon Outcast Diecast Racing in a 2003 Ford GT. Up next for Team DA will be Dusty Miles from Milestone Racing. He'll be in the 2015 Bulletproof. And racing for my team will be Dutch Vandershift from Dutch Clutch Racing in the 1968 Mercury Cougar. Racing for Team DA will be Arlo from Arlo Racing, our Custom Carnage 4 champion. This time he'll be in a 2010 Boulevard Bruiser. DA, how in the world did you manage to get Arlo to race for you? Alright, it's time for our third heat of the night. As up front we have Ragin' Ricky on the inside, Dusty Miles on the out. In the back row we'll have Dutch Vandershift on the inside and Arlo on the out. And we are racing. It is Dusty who takes that lead going out of that first set of turns. And oh, looky there, Arlo's got himself all kinds of spun around. Can't even control it. Looks like he's going to go down here backwards, folks. He's still got it on the track going nicely down here. Into Widowmaker Run we go. It will be Dusty, Ricky, Arlo, and then Dutch. That was a nice lap of racing there for Team DA as he picked up some much needed points and trying to close that gap there on me.
We got yous right where we want yous.
A lot of racing here left to go there, DA. Don't be getting yourself too cocky now. Just calm down. And we are racing. It's a tight group coming in that first set of turns. Look, it will be Arlo taking that lead as we go down here. And we lost the camera too. Something happened there. I'm not sure what happened. Hopefully you get it back. Look at Arlo with a huge lead coming down here to the end, folks. It will be Arlo, Dusty, Ricky, and then Dutch.
You're the one working the cameras, dumbass.
I can't control when they malfunction though, DA. Jeez.
Yeah, it's called user error.
And we are racing. It's a tight group coming into that first set of turns. It will be Arlo taking the lead, but he's going to be sliding up there on that rail, but he's got it back under control now. Looks like we had another user error there, as DA says, as we lost camera 2 once again. Coming down here to the end, it will be Arlo, Dutch Vandershift, Dusty Miles, Raging Ricky. Holy cow, folks, Team DA's come storming back here as Arlo's climbing up that ladder there on the individual point standings. This is going to turn out to be a great series of racing, folks.
I told you, we had you right where we want you. It's all part of my master plan.
And we are racing. It's going to be Dusty Miles that takes that lead right out of that gate. Here he goes down here, folks. Oh, look at there. We got some twisting and turning going on up there with Dutch Vandershift. He's got it back under control now and still holds on to second place. Coming down here to that final stretch, it will be Dusty Miles, Dutch Vandershift, Arlo, Raging Ricky. And here's our final point standings for event number 1, as it is Dusty Miles with the lead just barely over Arlo. Both from Team DA, and I just allowed Team DA to sneak up there and take the lead from me.
It's all over, really, racing, dumbass Rick, or whatever your name is. You lose.
Boy, it's a good thing this here event is over with, because you are just wasted, DA. Jeez Louise. Go drink some coffee and sober up or something. Well, that does bring us to the end of this event number 1 of 8. We got 7 more events to go, as these 12 cars will battle it out each and every week. 2 from Team Rick, 2 from Team DA, randomly selected to take on each other in each heat. I'd like to thank each and every one you see here on the screen for making this channel possible, and thank each and every one of you for tuning in each week, watching these videos, watching these races, and these exciting builders for bringing us these cars. Until next time, race fans, remember, a kind word goes a long way. Let's make sure to spread those kind words. God bless, and happy racing, race fans.